Okay, we left off page 211, Ches. Now this is a question. We say a brocha if we eat and drink in the sukkah. What about if you sleep in the sukkah? Right? Seemingly, the person wants to take a nap in the sukkah. Our minhag is we don't say a bracha. Why not? It's kain toduru. Nogu she mevorchem ala sukkah elo b'shas achiva. He says it's a minhag. The minhag is, even though seemingly you should be able to say a bracha, even if you're not eating or sleep or eating or drinking. Nothing substantial. Sleeping is also something substantial, but nevertheless the minhag is we don't. And the Ramos says vochinog. In fact, even among Ashkenazim, that's the minhag. That unless you can eat or drink there, for sleeping alone, one doesn't say a bracha. Ches. Nagu. Ratzalomar. After Medina Gemara ledas poskim rishonim. Sheberach basukav yotz lasidnyon over the lasso takif. That person initially makes a bracha, goes out, and has in mind not to come back immediately. So there's Hesar Hadas. Bid Yisho Yitzi Gemara. Right? So you've interrupted the original connection to the sukkah. Vim Kain Hareisir Datum in Amitzah. Uchshiyachzor Achkach Tzorch Levorch Shenis. Afil Mei Pomi Bayom. Whenever you come back to the sukkah, you should have to say a bracha again. Right? Because it's called Yeshiva Sukkah. Ve'ema Shenichnas Aval Pi She'enu Ochel Shom Mevorech. This is according to the poskim. These Rishonim. Every time you come back, according to halacha, one should say another bracha. Just sitting. Sharei Gami. He says even 100 times. You leave and you have in mind not to come back immediately, then you do come back. Every time you come back, you should say a bracha. Sharei Gama Yeshiva Midosham Hi Mitzvah. Why not? It's a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah to be in the sukkah, to sit in the sukkah, to spend time in the sukkah. Harei Davi Kain Toduru. You're living the sukkah as you live in your house. When is considered a Hesar Hadas, an interruption? If your mind was to go out, not to come back immediately. Let's say he goes out, let's say you're going out for a minyan, and you have a mind to come back. You need a minyan to daven mincha. And you go out to shul, and you plan, as soon as you finish davening, you're coming back. What? That's not a Hesar Hadas. Or let's say you're going out to get the mail. Or somebody comes and wants to speak to you, and you go into your house to speak to him. Because of the nature of what you have to speak to him, the sukkah is not the appropriate location. Right? You go. The halacha is, there's not even the question. That's not Hesar Hadas. Because your mind is, as soon as you finish the conversation, you're coming back. Komoko mini kol olom kedasa poskim shein mevorachim elo b'shas achilo. The minhag is that we only say the bracha if we're going to eat in the sukkah. The svilu, the brochim borchan akach al achilo, hipoteres hakol, shi ikar. Hipoteres hashena, vatil valimut. The bracha we say when we eat covers when we sleep, we stroll, we study. Shkulim tefeilim lo, because everything is considered secondary in terms of what takes place in the sukkah. Is secondary to eating and drinking. Kosa achronim. But the question is why? He says it's the minhag. But why? The kosa achronim. Nochan adovalotzis gamdasa poskim rishonim. The lo leishev kach b'li brocha. But he says, but the other rishonim say that you're doing the wrong thing. Why get involved in this situation? You're entering into a safek brocha. According to some rishonim, just sitting in the sukkah, right? Learning in the sukkah. That's enough reason to say a bracha. But the others who say no. That since you're going to eat in the sukkah, everything's considered secondary to eating. So, but if you go in the sukkah and you're not going to eat, you're entering into a safek bracha, because some say you should not say the bracha. Can you take it v'beis hakneses l'vorech al davshu b'chamish tzaminim v'yochel mimenu mat yosem rebeyo v'vorech leishu b'sukkah. So to not to enter into this question, the moment you come back from shul, the first thing you should do is what? You should eat something of the 5 grains, and you should eat something substantial, which is more than a beya. More than a beya, which is achilas keva. And later, when you're going to wash, you're not going to say leisha basukah, because you already said the leisha basukah. Initially, when you came in, to have the chamesh zaminim. He says it's an interesting concept. The ones who say you don't say a bracha, why? Because since the primary part of a person, his relevance in sukkah is eating and drinking, therefore everything is considered secondary to that. Even though in terms of living in your house, is eating and drinking, you eat in your house, that's the primary part of eating? When you say you want to have a roof over your head, a residence. I mean, a person has a room and he eats in a restaurant, or he eats somewhere else, right? I mean, eating is part of living in a residence, but the primary part of a residence means to reside. Residing means to sleep, to rest, to do other things there. It's not eating. They're of the opinion, no. The primary part of being in a residence is eating and drinking. Therefore, everything is considered secondary to that. Ela b'shas. You want to say something, Howard?
You come in from shul and you make a kiddush and you sit down, but you're having people coming over, let's say a half hour late, 10, 15 people. You're going to make kiddush again. Would you make
No, Leisha. You already, we would say, if you have to cover them, you would say Leisha Basuka on their behalf. But what you should do is you tell them to make their own Leisha Basuka. Right. But if they're not able to, or it's going to be too complicated, then you say Leisha Basuka on their behalf. Like kiddush, same thing. Depends. You know, it's not always possible. No, it doesn't have to be combined. It doesn't have to. No. Leisha B'sukkah is the eating. It's only because they can eat there, eat and drink. Ela b'shas v'imbeirach pamachs b'shas achila v'lo yotz b'sukkos lasos asokov. Person initially made a brocha when he ate, and he didn't leave the sukkah. Va'afim yotz b'sukkoso rakshu yadato laso miyad. Even if he left the sukkah, but he had in mind to come back immediately. And tzorach levorich tzorach shenis leisha b'sukkah. Even though it's considered another meal. It's not you say leishiv per meal. Leishiv has to do with residing in the sukkah. L'chem yoshiv kol hayom b'sukkah v'yoshim b'laylo b'sukkah u'mispalo sham. Person stays literally 24 hours. He does all his functions of Yom Tov done in the sukkah. Eno yotze l'shumeisik rakadata laso miyad. And whatever anything he has to do outside the sukkah, he has a mind to come back immediately. And he says one leishiv basukah at the beginning of sukkahs. This covers him for the whole sukkahs. He says there are others say no, that if you can have another meal, even if you left the sukkah, if you didn't leave, regardless of how many meals you eat, you say one leishiv. But if you eat another meal and you went out, even though you had in mind to return, he's saying something interesting. He says, if you went out to shul, even though you had in mind to come back, when you can eat again another reading, you can't continue. If you're continuing, everybody agrees it's a continuation of original achila. It's really the Gemara Psochim. Gemara Psochim speaks about this. Person goes and washes middle of a meal, and you leave people at the table and you say, we're going out to daven. We'll be back. Let's say the women remain at the meal. Or people davened already remain at the meal. Everybody agrees. One doesn't have to say bracha achrona. You don't have to bench. You come back. You continue the meal. If you leave nobody at the table, then it's not so simple. Coming back to people waiting for you, you may forget to come back. Even though the original intention is to come back, something may come up, you may be delayed, and you may not get back as quickly. Therefore, Tosa says over there in Psochim, in that situation, you definitely should say Birchas Hamazon before you leave the table, even if you have in mind to come back. So,
one person or group?
Even one person.
You say that if there was a million of people who
No.
somebody will remember.
It has nothing. Each person has his own. You may get waylaid over there. It's not a question of being reminded. You may get waylaid, and whatever time may pass, and as a result of that, it's more than 72 minutes, whatever it is.
people sitting and eating a meal. And
It doesn't say how many people go. Doesn't say how many people go.
I understand, but I'm just saying.
Maybe if you have people reminding one another, you're right. Right.
Someone will say.
Okay, so let's say we're speaking. We have no one to remind.
Somebody might say.
Yeah, but if you leave people at the table, then because you know you have to get back, some say so. Here could be it's the same thing. But he says, but if you went to do your whatever your affairs, or you went to shul, and then you're going to eat again, he says the halacha is you have to.
Even if you had in mind to return.
Even if you had in mind to return. So I'm saying it's interesting. What about I'm saying the people there? So that's what I'm saying. If you're people there, here we're speaking, you said a bracha achrona before you left. You said a bracha achrona and you had in mind to come back. When you can eat again, he says, then you should say a bracha. He says, he says, if you went to do asokov means something which is of importance. Not you went out to get the mail. You go out to get the mail, you come back, definitely you don't have to say another bracha. You went for a business meeting, and you say, as soon as the meeting's over, I'm coming back. Everybody, if that situation is, and you're not in the middle of the meal. You finish the meal, when you get back, you say another Leisha Basukkah. You finished, you went to daven in shul, come back, you should say another Leisha Basukkah when you get back to the sukkah. That's what he's saying. Achilo, Hamisane Besukos, Oshein Dato Lechol Pas. Person's fasting on Sukkos, or a person doesn't have in mind to eat bread. Bosayom, Az L'Kuli Amo Kol Ema Shiyotze Yitzia Gemura Chai V'Levorech. The Davke Shochel Pas Svir Leid Lahanu Post Mishor Vorech Al Ikar Achiyu of HaSukkah Polte Kol Advar Metfelim. Okay, we'll leave this for tomorrow.